Hey, Kyle, how are you getting into our festival next year?
You know what? I'm actually going to use Expedia because I
Mm.
just used it for a trip to LA and it was such a crazy last minute thing. And I was like jamming, looking at all these sites for like how to find a flight and a hotel and a rental car and all the things. And Expedia was so easy. I mean, there were so many options. I found like a rental car for so cheap. I found the perfect flight. I feel like in the past, I sort of thought Expedia was like, okay, there's cheap flights, right? That's the full stop, but that's not actually true. Expedia has like vacation packages, hotels, sort of all like a wide selection of flights and planning. There's a lot of tools actually that I didn't even know existed until this particular trip I just took.
Well, I'm sure they love you and they love us, and we love them. So y'all should use Expedia.
Yeah, they can actually if they use the link in our show notes and on our website.
Check the links below for exclusive deals to our festival.
It's the Wolf Media Festival podcast. Today's guests, the author of Someone Like You, Epiphany Hightower. And now, here's your hosts, Kyle Hollingsworth, Richard Wilmore, and Jacquelynn Wolfheart. But first, here is an excerpt from Someone Like You.
While I was reading the poem, I kept eye contact with her the whole time, and I could see my words taking a toll on her. Once the showcase was over, I saw Thomas talking to the girl Gabriella and her friend Kennedy, smiling and talking as I walked over to where they were gathered. Gabriella was the first person to say, "Great poem, Julian." "Thanks," I said to Gabriella. Then she focused all her attention back on Thomas. "So, what did you think of my poem?" I asked Kennedy since she was standing directly in front of me. I think your poem was incredibly beautiful. Whoever you were talking about up there is a lucky woman," she said. "Yeah, she can be a lucky woman," I said as soon as her fiancé walked up.
Who's dressing up for Halloween next week? Or 2 weeks? Do you know what you're being?
It's a secret.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know yet.
But you know what you're going to... Oh.
I am dressing up. I'm doing an event. So I'm doing an event where I'm going to be doing some Reiki and some painting and things like that. And so I'll have a costume on. I just don't know yet. Maybe a bird, maybe a raven. What about you?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I have been wearing the same costume for the last 3 years.
Is that fair?
It's like a made up thing. I found a mask and there's it's nothing really, but I like it and it scares people. But our new neighborhood isn't really that fun. So it's kind of disappointing. So I don't think we're even going to hand out candy this year because no one comes around. And I think we're going to go out and like watch everybody in the neighborhood because just kind of hang out. And I know there are some houses that give out adult beverages. So we might get a group of friends together to just like walk around and do that.
Well,
I don't know. Or I'll stay home.
Where we live, there's no possibility of trick-or-treating, really, unless people have, like, they're super fit because our driveway's like this, and the houses are, like, acres apart from each other, so I don't imagine we're gonna get any of that, so that's why I'm just gonna leave and go do something fun.
Yeah.
How about you, Jackie?
I will probably dress up. I just don't know. Originally, we were all going to do Deadpool variants, and my life isn't working out where we're going to do... My son is the only one. He's going to be... my youngest son, sorry. He's going to be a... Venom Deadpool. So he's the only one who's got his costume. The last 2 years I dressed up as Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph. That's what Disney princess I am. Florida has really disappointed me almost every year with Halloween. When I lived up north, it's like way more like a thing. It's a thing that people celebrate. And down here, everybody's like, it's too hot. It's too, it's too muggy or whatever. And they don't even do Halloween parties.
Yeah, I don't know that I would in the heat and the moisture.
I feel like with how slutty Halloween has become, like everybody wants to be like, I'm a slutty frog or whatever, that Florida is the ideal place.
It is an ideal for slutty frogs, for sure. Wow.
Yes.
True.
So I'm always shocked that, yeah.
I'm going to tell you something fun that I'm doing. Tomorrow, I am going to be face painting, which I'm so excited about because I really don't do that. I've done it, but this is going to be like adult face painting, like, beautiful, artistic, creative, beautiful body painting stuff. And I'm excited about it. So yay.
Yeah, you'll have to send me pictures. I think I saw you post on Facebook that you were gearing up to do this. So send me some pictures of cool ones that you do, and I'll...
You're so creative.
Thank you.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Wolf Media Festival. Join us at the Hilton Event Center, April 18th, 19th, and 20th, 2025, for a weekend filled with exciting films, creative workshops, inspiring panels, and interactive events. From film screenings to photography exhibits, podcast showcases to TikTok battles, there's something for everyone. Get your tickets now at www.wolfmediafest.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Wolf Media Festival podcast. I'm Kyle, and I'm here with my co-host, Richard. We have a beautiful guest today, and I'm excited to speak with her. She's a writer, a journalist, an award-winning author of the story Someone Like You, which also won our festival. So let's get her on here and learn about her. Yay. Welcome, Epiphany.
Yay.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
I love your name. We'll just start with that. That's a beautiful, beautiful name. And I haven't heard it very much ever. So love it. Yay.
Do you have siblings?
I do. I have a younger brother. His name is Darius. His birthday's October 4th. So yeah, his birthday. Well, yeah, his name is Darius.
He just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you.
I was curious if your siblings or your parents have like super unique names like that, or how your name came to be.
Yes. So, well, my mom's name is Kim and my father's name is Randy. But my mom, she saw the movie Boomerang, starring Eddie Murphy. Like, it came out in the early 90s. So at the end of it, when Eddie Murphy was going to go get his girlfriend back, Halle Berry, she saw on the bus it had Epiphany, and she was like, I like that name. And I wasn't born until 97. So she kept the name all of from 92 to 97. She was like, oh, if I have a girl, I'm going to name her Epiphany. And ta-da.
Well, there you were.
Waited for you. I love that.
Yes.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, I named my son in my 8th month of pregnancy because I didn't know. So good for her.
Where were you when you found out you won our award?
Yes, so I was working. I was working and I took a little break, like a 10-minute break, and I checked my email and all I saw was congratulations. And I was like, what? That is amazing. I'm like, my first award for my first book. I was like, ooh, I had to take a deep breath. And I after my little break, of course, I told everybody, I was like, you guys, I just won, my book, my, best romance novella. And so yeah, I was at work and I saw it and I was on cloud 9 the whole day. And that it was August 1st. I never forget. I was like, wow, what a way to start off the month. So
That's so fun. So tell me a little bit about the story.
Well, I started writing it when the pandemic happened in 2020. I had the idea of I'm going to start writing a book, even though I had no, prior knowledge on how to write or write a book for that matter. But I was like, just let my creativity take over. And so I was like, this concept of a woman who is engaged, she thinks she's in love, but along the way she finds out that maybe this isn't the love that she's supposed to have for her future husband. So there she meets Julian, where he takes her on this beautiful journey of what love should look like and feel like, and defying all the norms that she thought she wanted. So that is pretty much the premises of Someone Like You.
Cool. And what was your inspiration for this?
My inspiration pretty much was, I was like, well, a woman has to be going through this out here somewhere. It has to be a woman who, I'm in love. This is for my fam. I'm marrying for my family, or this is going to look good on paper, but not necessarily what I'm feeling myself. So I'm like, well, maybe this will help a woman or, a man to say, maybe this isn't the best relationship and, we're getting together for all the wrong reasons. So.
Gotcha. And is that from any life experience you may have lived?
No life experience. No, not as of yet. Hopefully I've never experienced it, but no life experience, no.
Did you grow up writing? Were you always journaling, or what made you start to write?
I always loved reading. I've always loved reading romance novels, middle school. Well, in elementary school, I was probably in the 3rd grade. I went to a thing called Prime Time. And one of the teachers, she was just reading a book, she just had it up like this. And I was facing the opposite way. And I just looked at the cover. I was like, that book looks interesting. I didn't start reading romance in elementary school, but that just got my wheels turning. So middle school, I would say 8th grade. ninth grade, I went to like the local library and I was like, point me to your romance section. I need romance. And so from that point on, I read just like romance. And then when I got into college, I had to do a creative writing class. And she was just handing out everybody like, okay, you write mystery, you write comedy, you write. And I was just sitting in my chair. I was like, please just say romance. And she pointed to me, she was like, romance. I was like, yes. We had to work with the extra person, but I was like, you know what? I got this. Like, you just type, I got the creativity for you. I got this. So that's pretty much where I like first started my love for writing came into play.
Awesome. And is this you said this was your first book.
It is.
Is this your only book so far, or are there more coming?
Yes, I was just my short story called Love on Fire was published in Intellectual Ink magazine, issue 27 that just came out last month. Yes, it's about it encompasses sports and romance in Love on Fire with Mona Lisa and Idris. And I just recently put out a book called Lisa's Story, which is young adult mystery romance. It's about 12th graders based on the quote, if you seek revenge, dig a grave for two. So I just thought that was good for young people and older people to learn, like seeking revenge is never a good option. And that is also available on Amazon.
Amazing. Yes. Congratulations. That's a lot of work.
Thank you.
What do you love? It is a lot of work. It's a ton of work. What do you love most about it?
You know what I love? Well, I guess what I love most like about creating is I like telling like different stories from different perspectives. Like I said, this was my first like with Lisa's Story, young adult. So getting into the mind of like, okay, we've all been 12th graders, you know, like 17 years old, and your hormones are changing and you know you feel like this way, but I guess learning how to navigate that time is important. And I also like me being creative. I love writing. Like it gives me a chance to, I guess it sounds weird, but I always say all the people in my head finally come to paper.
Mm-hmm.
It finally comes out on paper. Like all these characters, I'm like, what if this person does that? What if that person looks like that? And what if they, you know, converse like this? And so I think showing my creative side and just putting all the people I have in my head on paper, that's probably my favorite thing about it.
That's awesome. I can't help but be curious what your shirt says, by the way. Can we reveal?
Yes.
Oh, pretty girls read books. How appropriate.
Yes.
And so you might have addressed this and maybe I missed it somehow, but I want to just ask, like, because when I was really young, I was a voracious reader. Like I would just eat books. I was just nuts. Were you always that way from a really young age?
From a really young age, no, I can't say from a really young age. I was more into TV and like movies and things like that. But I would say once I got into high school, I think that's when my love for words really got into high gear, especially for romance. That has always, because I'm big on like relationships, no matter romance, friendship, family. So but definitely I've always been into relationships and learning like the ups and downs that we all have, in relationships, no matter romantic, friendship, family. So learning how to navigate those through different characters, I think, is my favorite thing. So
awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
So cool.
Can you talk about like the publishing part of getting a book out and what that was like for you, and if you have any tips or tricks for people that haven't done it yet?
Right. So with someone like you, I went the traditional route of publishing through a Fulton publishing company. So funny story, like with someone like you, like like I said, I wrote it during the pandemic, but then I didn't finish it until 2023. A week after my job let me go. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to pour all into someone like you. And then the next week, I called up. I already had Fulton Publishing in mind. I was like, you know what, I'm going to call them. I got in touch with the representative. She said, just email us your rough draft and our team will look it over and give us about a week. We will let you know if we want to move forward with your book. So a week later, she got in contact with me. She said, congratulations, Epiphany. We would like to publish your book for you. I was like, oh, yay. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what a great news after some, bad news. From that moment on, she hooked me up with my publication assistant. And she was okay. So Epiphany, we're gonna do the editing for you, the cover for you, put out some marketing for you, and yeah. From that moment, like it took like I already had like as I knew the cover is the most important thing. That's what's gonna draw the like. Oh, like that's interesting. So I knew the cover that was the most important thing, and I was like, I wanted to look like like how she's like kind of like in a love triangle, but not really in a love triangle because she knows what her heart is saying, but she just has to say it out of her mouth yet. But so yeah, I wanted the cover to convey that. And so I would say, and also with Lisa's story, I self-published that one. So that was, different. Like it's just your own time, your own merit. Like you just, I did it through Amazon KDP Publishing. So that was different. I created the cover myself. So yeah, so traditional publishing definitely was a ride. I enjoyed that, but also I enjoy like 50-50. I love self-publishing and traditional publishing. I think whatever works for you. So I would say I'm a 50-50 traditional publisher, writer, and self-published writer. So yeah, I like both. So.
I'm curious if you have a book nearby. I'd love for you to flash the cover if you do.
I for the longest, I was like, I printed it out and I was like, let me find. I was like, so I was just like, look at
beautiful.
Like, wow. I can't believe because romance has always been. I just loved it and read like other authors who I admire and find like romance. I'm like, what? It's crazy. So,
are you a romantic person?
I am. I have a shirt that says hopeless romantic, but I say hopeful romantic. So yes, I say hopeful romantic. I love like the butterflies, the sparks, and I just I'm a blusher, so I blush. So yeah, I love love, and I think it's a beautiful thing, whatever form that is.
That's awesome. I was just going to ask you about your characters because I'm always curious with writers, like, what is your process? Where do you get the sort of texture and personality and descriptive nature of the characters in your story? Do you pull those from people in your life? Is it all in your head and you're just making it up? It's just coming through. Tell me about that.
So, a lot of it's like 50-50. So a lot of it is like pulling out of my head, like, okay, I'm gonna create this woman and I'm gonna create this man, I'm gonna create this friend, who I feel like, okay, this character, like I write out their character flaws, their character traits, what they're good at, what they're not so good at, what they might say, like this character would say this, but this character wouldn't dare say that. So I would say, yeah, I pull it out, like even like the names, I just pull it out like on my head, like, okay, Kennedy, Julian, Derek, like just certain, I think I get it from TV as well. Like a little like, and then reading as well, because they say reading to me, it sparks my hearing other writers talk about their writing. It like sparks a creative, like, ooh, like that's that's interesting. So I would say a lot of it really is from my head. It's just like I'm like, or like I have a notebook. I have a notebook where I write everything down. And I just like, I'm going. Whatever idea pops in my head, I write it down. Because I'm like, well, maybe this would be good for this chapter or for this character. So I would say notebooks have been my best friend through my writing journey.
So is your office just covered in Post-its and notebooks and character traits? And
one in the beginning of my journey, like one notebook, it's crazy. Like it looks like I've had it for about 20 years, but I've like had it for like maybe like 3 at the most, and it's like just filled with like notes and like characters and like titles, and like when I get the Someone Like You title, I always start writing first, and then I'm like, okay, it's gonna spark, the title is gonna come to me, like, and then it does, and I'm like, Someone Like You, there it is, because like I'm like, okay, this is gonna be like, like what nobody would expect, but it's always Someone Like You. So
yeah. It's alchemy, baby. That's awesome.
How does, because I've never written before, ever in my life, I've never written a thing. When you're writing a book, and you have, like you said, like you've got, characters and their flaws and what they love. How often does that change during the writing process? Because, life happens, and maybe you're writing, you're like, actually, maybe I want them to take this adventure instead. How do you like stick to not necessarily like the script, but like your outline and your thought without like just having a book that's 7 million pages long?
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. That's exactly what Lisa's story was. I didn't have a concept. I knew I wanted to be young adult, but I was like, well, what can I what is the concept I'm going for? And then I got a text from my friend, and she said, if you seek revenge, dig a grave for two. And she saw that while watching
Mm.
something else. And when she texted me that, I was like, that's it. That's it. Like that is the angle. And so, like you said, because I was writing something, I was just trying to find Lisa's story, like the voice of it, trying to find the voice of my book.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, what's Lisa's going to be about? What's Lisa? What's her friend? What's this boy? Like, what is it going to center around? And so when I got that quote, like that really centered the book into not like you said, being like 7 million pages, something that is, talks about this topic that I always like. I was like, well, I want to talk about it, but in a subtle way, in a way that can reach young people as well as older people. So even like something like I said, the text that really put my book on Lisa's story, the book on the path that I wanted it to go. So yeah, I
Mm.
would say just finding like little inspirations that trigger the direct path of your book. And that could be hard sometimes because like I said, it's all like essentially these are fake people. But they're so real to me. They are very like
Yeah.
to me. You can't tell me there's not a Kennedy out there, a Julian, a Derek out there, a Lisa, a Ashley. You can't tell me that. So I say these are very real people to me. So yeah, just finding the voice of my story that is
Hmm.
little things around me, I would say.
Awesome. And so what do you hope the takeaway will be for the readers who pick up this book and read your story?
Well, I hope someone like you, I hope it brings joy, comfort, laughter.
Mhm.
And I love Black romance, African American romance, and amplifying the romance between those couples. And I hope they get a sense of just Black love, unity, and healthy love. Because I always say it can be healthy, and it could be you can have boundaries set. That's what makes it healthy. So um, and I always say that you have to do what brings you joy, and hopefully someone like you brings everybody joy. And it definitely brought me joy reading it, and I hopefully the way that I felt writing it is the way that everybody will feel reading it. So
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
In order for it to bring them joy, they have to buy the book. So where
yeah,
can they do that?
they can do it on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. You just type in Epiphany Hightower, Someone Like You, or you can go to my pages. I have Epiphany Writes. It's Epiphany, Epiphany, Writes, Writes, just one word, on Instagram and on Facebook.
Awesome.
Yes,
So I want to bounce over to talk about you have a YouTube channel.
I do.
Yeah, and I was watching a little bit of it this morning, so I know you haven't had it for a super long time, right? Where are we at in the whole
Yes,
process?
3 months. Today marks
Yay!
3 months. 3 months of conversations with Epiphany. This is a project that started at me and my friend talking at Panera Bread. And I was like, I like talking to people, and like that's what I'm going to school for, journalism. And just, my whole thing in life is to tell stories, fiction, nonfiction. I enjoy telling stories, connecting with people, connecting the dots. So conversations with Epiphany first started off like, okay, well, let me see. I'm just gonna like just hello, my name is Epiphany Hightower. Would you like to, would you like to talk about, X, Y, and Z? And I'm a big fan of, I love sports. I love, like I said, books, life, just everything in between, and just living life on E. That is my thing. Cause once, while we're here on this side of life, you should pour out everything that you love, that you enjoy doing, because you never want, you always want to pour everything out. So that's what I try to get like when I interview people, to get them to do, to tell their story, their personal like vendettas or whatever may have you, some things that they want to say, been holding in for a while, and like, this is the time I'm just going to say it all. So I would say that's my greatest joy, connecting with people. I love connecting with people. I love talking. I love it all. So, and I was like, I was always so like nervous being interviewed, because I'm like, I'm always on the other side. But I enjoy just connecting with everybody. So yeah, I love it all.
If you had like a schedule of when your interviews come out, so people can make sure
Yes. So I give a week ahead of my scheduled dates. Like next Friday, I'm going to have another interview, and so that will be out on that following Sunday. So you can go to Conversations with Epiphany, capital C, lowercase w, capital E, and Epiphany, and you subscribe, and also that will also be on my Epiphany Rights page. I will give updates on who I will be chatting with next. So
cool.
Awesome. So fun. So I want to just ask you some fun questions, just because you're so bubbly and I love it. When you're not writing, what is your favorite pastime, favorite thing to do with your time?
I would say when I'm writing,
more writing.
Thinking about writing. Yeah.
Exactly. Either reading or watching TV.
Okay.
Or social media, just like, or like, watching singing videos or dancing videos on TikTok. That's one of my favorite things, because I'm like, I can't sing and I really can't dance, but so watching other people do it, I'm like, that's so cool. Like I want to do that. Like I want to do that. So I would say scrolling down, watching TikTok videos.
Okay. You have a very singy voice. I was going to ask you if you sang, and then you just told me you don't.
I like to think so. I love singing. And in my head, like, right? You can't tell me that I can't. Like, I mean, you can, but am I going to believe you? Like, some people have told me, like, when I'm humming, they said, "Oh, you have a voice of an angel," and I'm like, "Wow, thank you." But then, like, the other people close to me is like, I'm like, okay.
We're not going to the karaoke bar with you.
I know, right? I'm like, I would love to do karaoke. But
well, karaoke is not meant to be perfect, so
exactly. Yeah, I'm like, one good song, like, I know a few songs. I just belch out.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so do you have pets?
I don't.
Okay, not a pet person. Do you have a favorite food?
I do.
Tell me.
Pizza. I love pizza. Is
traditional or
yeah, I love pepperoni. Like pizza is that food I could eat every day. Every single.
But now we have to ask, pineapple on your pizza?
I never tried it. It's been in the back of the brain. It's been in the back of the brain to try it. Okay. But I've never took the leap.
Yeah. It's a big step. It's a big step you can't go back from. Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, I've tried it. It's not my favorite.
I kind of like it. I like the sweet, salty combination. Yeah. I don't put it on all my pizzas, but if it's on there, I'm not going to pick it off.
You're not going to cry about it.
Olives, on the other hand.
Oh, okay. We could do a whole separate episode about that. Okay, last one, just for fun. What's your favorite color?
Oh, purple.
Oh, okay.
Purple is my favorite. And then with the award, I'm like, oh, the purple trimming. I'm like, do you guys already know this about me?
We know. We've done our research.
Good.
We made the whole festival your favorite color.
Right.
Every week it's a different color.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have another writing question. Do you write on a computer or do you write by hand?
In the beginning by hand, then after that, type it on my computer.
I tend to write faster typing, so that's why I was asking the question, wondering if ideas flow out more readily, through a pen or through the keyboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love for me, my ideas when I'm writing, I'm like, oh. And then, of course, when I start typing, I'll be like, and then I look back and I'm like, well, I don't really need this like sometimes I have erased like a whole chapter because I don't really need this in this book. Like with Lisa's story, I wrote a whole chapter and I'm like, I'm not even gonna use it. Like, so yeah, I like writing better.
That's good though. You're willing to kill a chapter because you realize you don't need it. That's good.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, ooh, it was hard, but I was like, do it.
What made you decide to submit to the festival? Because I always think people get so surprised that they won to a festival they submitted themselves to, hoping they'd win. And so I love that you get excited that you win when you were hoping that you would win. So what made you decide, like, I'm going to do this? I think this is
right.
good.
So I'm a part of this book group on Facebook, and I saw a lady. She messaged in the group. She was like, any writer, like if in like this genre or anything like that, please send me an email. Here's my email me. And that was probably like late June, like June 27th, something like that. And I was like, okay. Like I emailed her and she said, hi Epiphany, she got back and so I sent her everything. And then, like I said, August 1st, it's congratulations. So that is how I found out about the festival. And then I did like further research and I was like, oh, well, this is cool. So that's all that happened. Like right place, right timing on Facebook at the right time. And that's how I found about.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's so fun. Yay.
Yeah.
You're a very nice person. It's fun to talk with you.
Thank you.
Are you coming to the festival next year in April?
Yeah.
Yes.
You are?
Oh, yes. April, and my birthday is April 12th. So yes.
Oh, we'll meet you in person. I can't wait.
Yes, I know.
It's gonna be a big one.
Yes, me and the woman who named me, my mother. So yes.
Yay.
That's very exciting. I look forward to meeting her for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
what's the best way people sorry.
No, I had one more writing question. I'm sorry.
I keep cutting you off. I'm gonna shut
up. We're just both excited. So I guess I want to ask you just because purely out of my own curiosity. So as a person who writes and draws and does all these things, I lack discipline sometimes. And I wonder, how do you find your discipline to stay focused on these projects when you decide like, okay, I'm going to do this new story. I'm going to do this new book. How do you structure your world so that you kind of have that discipline to really get in there and get it done?
Right. I've got that question a lot actually. And I'm like, I guess my discipline comes from, I'm like, this is a story I really want the world to see. Like, even if it's not like, even like if one person, they read this and be like, oh, this, let me message her. Let me message people like this story. Like even my father, he said he worked with a lady and she was like, this book really, resonates with my life. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. So, so I would say discipline, like just the need that I feel that I want to bring this story out to the world. And it may touch somebody, 2 people, 5 people, 500 people. So I would say that need for that, just to be able to, touch somebody, help somebody. I said like, so that's probably my discipline. And I know like how to juggle, like, cause my friend like, you're just always busy. You're always busy. Like right now I'm in grad school. So I was like, I'm going to put off writing books from now. But my next book, I'm excited about that. So so I said for now, can't do too much. So I know when to like go full forward and know when to step back. So
that's good. That's great. What were you going to say, Richard?
I was just going to ask, because I know there are a lot of avenues and people have a lot of different like YouTube and Substack, all of these like different things when you're a creator. Where is the best place to find everything about you and to be able to support you?
Yes, so I would say on Instagram or Facebook, Epiphany Writes, or on Facebook, Epiphany Annette, and on Instagram, Epiphany_Hightower. So but the 2 best places are Epiphany Writes, all one word, collapsed together. Epiphany Writes on Facebook and on Instagram be the 2 best to get. Go to my links in my Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, you'll find my YouTube, anything you want to know about Epiphany is all there.
And why don't you just do us a favor and spell Epiphany for those of us who aren't sure?
Yes, it is Epiphany, Writes, Writes, one word, just all connected.
Perfect.
And lowercase e. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. What a joy to meet you. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being with us today. It's been really fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in April.
See you in April. It was nice meeting you guys.
And happy
You
Halloween.
too.
Richard, are you excited that we're doing the festival at the Hilton?
Beyond, not just for the festival, but that we're doing everything at the Hilton. We're staying there. The festival's there. I'm going to go to the bar there. I'm going to have breakfast there. It's like one-stop shop.
Yay! It's actually the Hilton Melbourne we're staying in, I think.
I'm very excited.
And guests can also stay there too.
They sure can. They can call. You have to call. The number's down below. And then you use the guest code Wolfheart to unlock exclusive savings for that weekend.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see everybody there.
It'll be fun. See you soon.
Check the links below or call 321-768-0200 and use code Wolfheart when booking to unlock exclusive deals for our festival guests.
Wow, she's so cute. I'm so happy she came on.
She's so bubbly.
She is very
Yeah.
bubbly,
Yeah.
very lively. I loved
I
it.
think she's the first author I've ever met who's not so many authors are introverts and quiet, and she's like, I have YouTube, I am out there, I love, she's so
I have
love
things
her.
to say, and I do it with a lot
Yeah.
of flair. She's got so much
Mhm.
personality. She's great
She's
on
so
camera.
fun.
Just that's fun. Yeah. And she's coming to the event. She's coming to
That's
the
so cool.
festival.
Kyle, you said you've watched some of her YouTube. Is she adorable as on there as she was here?
Yeah,
Of
she's
course.
sweet. I watched a couple of the interviews. I'm gonna go back and watch some more just to get a better picture. But yeah, she's lovely.
I wish I would have checked it out. Yeah, if I'd known.
Yeah, it's cute. She's having fun on there, you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
When she was talking about being a kid and asking for books, I figured she was too young, so I didn't bring it up. But do you remember the Pizza Hut Book It program where you would go there and get the
Yeah.
stickers when
Mm-mm.
you would read books, and then you'd get a personal
Yep,
pan pizza
yep.
or whatever at Pizza Hut?
Oh, I would have been all over that.
Do you remember it? Yeah.
I remember it. Yeah.
I missed that boat.
Oh, that was such a prize.
Yeah, and I don't know your guys' situation growing up too, but it was at our house we struggled with money. You guys know my mom's barely older than me, so it's not like she was living a rich life. So it was like, you better read books so you can get a free pizza.
Mhm.
We need a pizza in this house.
We had to go to a different state to go to Pizza Hut because we
Wow.
lived in the middle of nowhere. So we had to drive to
That's kinda-
Michigan to go to Pizza Hut. But
Wow.
we had to go there to get groceries anyway. So it was a big to do when you go with your big button and you.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle, I'm so sad that you missed out on such a thing as the Pizza Hut
Yeah.
Book It program.
I know. I'm sad about that. I'm gonna grieve that after
Yeah.
all. Um,
And
As you
Pizza
should.
Hut back in the day, I don't know, I haven't had it in 20 years, but Pizza Hut back in the day was
Mm,
the best.
yeah, it was.
It was top notch.
It
we're not
was.
saying that because they're a sponsor, because they're not. But
Ah!
they could-
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't had them in for so long. Richard, have you had them in a?
Yeah, they don't have vegan options,
Yeah.
so no. But I mean, ugh, my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had it in ages either, I have to admit.
But we will, Pizza Hut, if
We
you.
will, gosh darn
we're
it.
happy to film many episodes at a Pizza Hut.
At a Pizza
you'd
Hut.
like
Oh,
to
remember
sponsor.
they used to have you can go in and sit down,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd have a little salad bar and everything. And now I think they only do delivery. I think I don't know.
No. Someone from Pizza Hut
They
call
still gotta
us.
have
They-
restaurants somewhere.
Yeah, they still have physical locations, right?
I think so.
I don't.
I don't know. What are we talking about? We don't know.
I don't.
We better
Doesn't
get on a
matter.
road trip together and see how many Pizza Huts we can find. I think that's the
I'm
move.
down. That would be actually that would just be a good show in itself. But
Mhm.
anyways, I remember she said at the beginning when she was Epiphany, that's such a cute
Mhm.
name. About when she was younger, she mostly was into the TV, and as junior high age, then she started getting into the books. And that just made me think about where were you guys? When did reading become so significant for you, or vice versa?
I read from a really young age, actually. Yeah, I would say probably around third, fourth grade. Really was into it and go to the library and take out the maximum number of books all the time. But obsessively reading was when I was a teenager.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
used it as an escape.
you get so much more emotionally connected. It takes, it could take you a whole week or a month to read a book, and you could watch it on TV in an hour, but you read that book, each page, you're like, oh my God, and just like mind blown. And it's never, they could be even way less like, if you're looking for a mystery, it's not even as mysterious in the book as it is on TV, but somehow when you're reading it, it feels so much more like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Or
yeah, because you're creating the pictures in your head. You're not being fed. You're not being fed the imagery. Your brain is coming up with it. So it's like you're engaged. You're involved.
Are you a physical book reader or like a Kindle book consumer?
Me, I mostly do. Nobody be mad at me. I mostly do listening books. I do have very
also a good yes.
A lot of times. So I have severe dyslexia. And so I was probably in like master's level school before I even learned how to read, which I always think like people who think they're too dumb to go to college. I'm like, I didn't learn to read till I was in my late 20s. So anyways, but so sometimes I'll get the audiobook and the physical and try to do them together. I do have like a Kindle subscription that I read books on with my youngest son. We read from there. But yeah, usually if it comes on audio, I'll get it. If I could get both to like follow along, I try to do that. I'm trying to keep my brain like exercised and not just listening, but like looking too, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of audiobooks because I typically will be listening to a book while drawing. That's my like my perfect kind of scenario is I'm listening to a book or a podcast and I'm drawing. So and then when I get a paper book, it's like, cause I'm on vacation and then I'm like, don't talk to me for 2 days and I'm just going to read the book and feel the paper. And it's awesome.
Yeah. I'm so jealous of people who actually have time to sit and read. And I'm like, holy cow, how do they do that? What about you, Richard? Do you do Kindle or?
I do both. It depends on like what I'm doing. I do like Kindle before bed, like in bed before I fall asleep. I do that and read. But if I'm like out somewhere, or if I'm on vacation, whatever, then it has to be like a physical book for some reason, or like on an airplane. I don't know why I need a physical book.
Bookstores are one of my favorite places to go hang out.
Yeah, they are pretty magical.
R.I.P. Borders Books. I worked there for a long time.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
my favorite.
Yeah, it used to be my favorite place to go.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, it was everyone's favorite place to go. Not everybody's favorite place to buy a book, and that was our dog.
That was the problem.
Yeah. Well, I think Amazon just kind of really screwed a lot of bookstores over.
Do you know what happened? Do you know that until the year 2012, when you would go to borders.com, that Borders didn't have a website, and it would auto direct to Amazon. And so when you would go look up a book at Borders, it would go to Amazon. And so I think Borders is the reason Amazon is so successful.
Shot themselves in the foot.
And then we finally got a website, and then we closed like a year later. And I was like, well, hello. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Amazon is an affiliate and I shop there frequently, sometimes I don't like them very much.
Well, I don't like when businesses that are brick and mortar that are so special go out of business. That's sad. That feels like a loss. But
yeah. There were a million other reasons why Borders went out of business, but
yeah,
I feel like.
But so many bookstores, I think, because of Amazon, have fallen to the side, struggle to, and people, that's such a passion for some people that's their dream, is to have a bookstore for it to open for a week before it gets shut down. Like it's kind of sad world.
Oh. We went way down this side.
I know. So I'm gonna let's just.
It's time to go. Otherwise, we're gonna make people cry. Let's just go.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, rate, Patreon, buy me a coffee, all those things. We're so bad at this part. Yeah, just give us some love.
Love us.
My host,
love us. Please.
Love us. We want you to love us.
All right. Bye, guys.
Okay, goodbye.
We'll see you guys next time. Mwah. Bye.
Wolf Media Festival Podcast with Kyle Hollingsworth, Richard Wilmore, and Jacquelynn Wolfheart. Produced and edited by me. I'm Jacquelynn Wolfheart. Don't forget to check out the links in the description to find ways you can connect with our guests. Thanks for checking us out today and tuning in every week wherever you get your podcasts.